Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, PPL Center. You're watching the LVSHL Phantoms Cup Final only on Nick's Hockey Broadcast. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to PPL Center, where tonight is a doubleheader here in Allentown, PA, the Championship Wednesday. And our first of two games, we have the Junior Varsity Phantoms Cup Final between the number 1 seed Northampton Konkrete Kids and the number 2 seed Parkland Trojans. Northampton a record of 11-1-1. Parkland with a record of 9-4-0. Start our pregame show. Let's go over the recaps of both these teams in the junior varsity semifinals. We'll first start out with Northampton, as their offense led their way to a finals berth, winning 9-4 over the Easton Red Rovers. The kids' forward core was the main topic of that game at PPL Center. Northampton goal scorers included Blaze Netterstek, Carson Ratter, Jackson Rapez, Spencer Alt, Colin Becker, Caden Kish, and 2 goals from Shane Grubbs. For the Red Rovers, Calvin Pettis had a hat trick, and Chase Rivera got on the board too. As Northampton advances to the Phantoms Cup Final for the 4th consecutive year, trying to win their 3rd cup in 4 seasons. As for their opponent in the Parkland Trojans, labeled as the road team here tonight at PPL Center, they prevailed in a late comeback overtime win after a thriving playoff game, after a thrilling playoff game, I should say, winning 4-3 in overtime against the Emmaus Hornets. This was one of the most exciting games of the 2025 Phantoms Cup so far, as Parkland and Emmaus put on a show. Both goalies, Chase Beck and Aiden Minnick, played outstanding in that game. So was Jason Ware for Emmaus, scoring twice on the night. In the final minutes, Parkland was trailing 3-2 with 2 minutes left in the game. But Brody Phillips, wearing number 17 on his back, came up clutch, tying the game at 3 with about 2 minutes left in the game. And for the second time in Phantoms Cup history, in all the divisions, if you count varsity, JV, middle school, and elementary, we would have sudden death overtime. And it did not take long to end, as Jackson Bus ripped the puck into the back of the net for an epic win for the Trojans. This would end Emmaus' quest to winning back-to-back Phantoms Cups, as they will take on Northampton today. Inactives for today's game, no one out for Parkland, 1 player out for Northampton, number 6, Aiden Matute. Time for tonight's starting goaltenders. In net for the Parkland Trojans, number 23, Chase Roberts, 2-1-0. Goals against average, 5.34. Save percentage of .733. And in net for the Northampton Konkrete Kids, a goalie we've seen a few times in the other divisions in these Phantom Cup games, number 66, Desmond Murray, 8-1-1, goals against average 2.48, save percentage of .874. That's about it for the pregame show. I'll turn off the mic just for a brief moment as the first period is about to get underway. Players for both teams are entering and leaving the bench now as we're about to get underway in the Junior Varsity Phantoms Cup Final. Northampton trying to win their 3rd cup in 4 years. Jackson Bus, who won the game in overtime for Parkland, will go for the opening faceoff. Go up against Jackson Repitz, who has the most goals and points on the Konkrete Kids roster. Puck is dropped to run their way in the junior varsity final. It's the Konkrete Kids and the Trojans. And I wanted to mention, actually, before I announce this game, this will be the last Northampton game of any kind I'll be broadcasting since I'm leaving the LVSHL. Northampton is a team I've seen as much as Southern Lehigh, as Easler's shot on net hits the post. First shot on net that close to getting in. Easler wearing the Rocky Richard number 9, playing someone like the great Richard, although maybe not as talented in the NHL. But what I'm saying is that he's been very good with Parkland this year. 13 goals and 16 points. Taking this right behind the net, Colin Becker. Take his time here. Trying to clear it through the line. Easler trying to make a centering pass attempted there for Snowden, and Desmond Murray will hold on less than 1 minute into the period here at PPL Center. In last year's Phantoms Cup, Northampton made the finals in every division and almost won in every division. Their elementary team won it all last year. The middle school team won it all last year. Their JV team, which is this team, made it to the finals but lost to the Emmaus Hornets. And their varsity team won last year in 2024. This will be nice here against Northampton, and the faceoff will be brought back to their side. And as Desmond Murray seemingly is trying to fix something in his equipment, he's kind of down a little bit before the last face-off. It might be something with his gloves or pads. Not exactly sure, but they just gave him enough time to fix his gloves or whatever may have been wrong with his padding. Parkland will attempt to clear it back out. Good play by Phillips, who tied the game against Emmaus in the semifinal. This is Bryce Haas. We've also seen him in varsity this year. Took a shot, and then that goes wide. Collected around the board. Centering pass there from Colton Menez. And Northampton will try to gain the zone here. Carson Rattler. And he lost possession. Parkland will move back the other way from Phillips. Cleared back into the other way. Farrakora made a nice play. Here comes Northampton. Scores! Strange shot, and that got past Chase Roberts, and Northampton leads 1-0. Caden Kiss with the goal, and the K-Kids go up by 1. That is Caden's 9th goal of the season. I think for Roberts that somewhat caught him off guard. Looking at the replay, it just simply went under his 5-hole and into the net. Immediately, he caught me off guard a little bit, too. It was kind of a strange turnaround. This puck is in the blue paint. Another shot. They score again. It's 2-0 Konkrete Kids already. Liam McGinley, his 13th of the season. Less than 2 minutes into the game, and it's already 2-0 in favor of Northampton. Two goals and the first 2 shots on net officially put on the score sheet for the K-Kids as Roberts returns to his net. And a great start for the orange and black, not called the Flyers or Phantoms per se. This is like the third team that wears these colors that mostly plays in this building over the last few years. As Northampton's trying to chase it on back, trying to clear it back the other way, there was Braden Harrison. This is Harrison behind the goal now. And Northampton takes it back in their own zone here. The recent player there was Becker, who had the puck. They'll clear it down off the blocker there of Chase Roberts. And Northampton takes it back in the neutral zone. Shane Grubbs turns it over to Easler, and he couldn't get back to it. This will be an offsides here against Parkland. So I was mentioning earlier on Northampton's success and all of their teams winning the Phantoms Cup last year. For this year, their elementary team won the Phantoms Cup yesterday, 3-2 over Easton. The middle school team won the Phantoms Cup 2-1 over the Emmaus Hornets as we continue to play on. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I'm reading the wrong stats here. I was saying, no, I was looking at the wrong thing. The actual scores for... Actually, no, I don't know what I'm talking about. I have to get back to that. I was reading the wrong thing. I thought I was reading the scores from yesterday. I'm actually reading the Northampton results in the Phantoms Cup the last few years for their junior varsity team. 2022, they won 3-2 over Easton. 2023, they won 2-1 over Emmaus. And last year, they lost to Emmaus 4-2. That's what I meant to talk about. I said the wrong thing. I get confused with my notes because I actually wrote down the results of the other championship games. That's for the varsity game to talk about later, as Parkland takes it back to their own zone. So, sorry about that. I got my notes mixed up, but not a big deal. Jackson Bus. Drifting through center. Phillips. Had possession for a moment as Northampton takes it back behind the corner. Hit check is made by Phillips as he attempted to take down Shea Grubbs. And Parker takes it back. Here's Haas, and that's tipped wide. I think it went off of Phillips' stick. Little less than 13 minutes to go in the first period. Northampton is already up 2-0. Goals from Caden Kish and Liam McGinley. Bryce Haas off the boards. Forehanded back towards the point. Carter Willis. His shot's blocked. Haas with the rebound, and that goes almost out of play. It just stays in the rink here. Colton Menes had it for a moment. Phillips just keeps it onside, but trying to get the puck out of his reach was Carson Ratter. And it's cleared back toward neutral ice once again. Parkland shoots it down, and both teams will get a line change, at least on their defense. And Ez almost took the puck on the left boards. And Ratter will bring it over the line here for Northampton. Took a shot, and then off the pads there of Chase Roberts as he blockered the puck away. This will go to the net of Murray and just pass it. No icing here. I did not think it hit Murray at all there. Thompson almost taking it away. And Parkland will have to regroup. Haas off the glass. That got around Nathan Ruff, and this will be an offsides here with 11.5 to go in the period. In the regular season, these two teams played each other 3 times. On November 15th, Northampton won 9-4 over Parkland. On February 3rd, Northampton won 6-4 over Parkland. And on February 28th, Parkland won 6-4 over Northampton. And we have a penalty coming up here against the Trojans' first power play of the game. This power play will be for Northampton. I was too busy looking up my notes to see who went to the box. They'll say who it's on in a minute. And actually, now they have it on the score sheet. It's Logan Zeller who's in for 2. So Zeller serves in. And Northampton will begin the first power play of the game. That centering pass is blocked. They try to give it to Caden Kish, who scored earlier, and the Trojans clear it down. Cutter Huber. Nice move around a few players there. Drops it back. Actually, that's not Huber. Huber wears 51. That's 61. Colin Becker. Centering pass went off the Parkland stick of Eliza Dieter. Comes in front. Northampton unable to get a shot on goal. Back towards the point. Control there by Shane Grubbs. Grubbs, nice move on the circle. Side of that play. I think getting a piece of that was Roberts. I think he did make it. Yeah, he did make a save there as Northampton just keeps it in. Here's Raider with a shot. Saved by Robert. It goes in, they score! Power play goal for Northampton, and they're up 3-0 in the JV championship game. Carson Raider, 6th goal of the season. Three goals on 6 shots on net for the Konkrete kids. And I think we might be getting a goaltending change for Parkland possibly because I'm seeing Chase Beck. I think he's getting ready to come into the game. He has his stick in his hand. His mask is on now. I have a feeling they'll be putting him on the ice at the next whistle. Here comes the Trojans the other way. And they couldn't get a shot. That was Aiden Brookhart who had possession. And there's a Konkrete player down. Slowly getting up is Mandy Chopchak, and that shot goes wide. He'll go to the bench, and he seems to be somewhat shaken up, but at least he was able to skate back to the bench on his own power. 9.5 to go in the first. 3-0 Konkrete Kids. Northampton trying to win their third cup in 4 years. Parkland trying to cut on in. They try to wrap it around from Carter Willis. It's behind the net. Phillips will drive one, and that goes wide. I'm not sure if Murray got a piece of it. I do not think he did. Taken by Carter Willis. Spins around. Willis skating to the circle. Off the boards for Brookhart. Taken away. Huber, nice play. He's got a breakaway. Huber going in on net. Scores! It is 4-0 Konkrete Kids, and that looks like it's about it for Chase Roberts. As I was saying, I think Chase Beck was about to come into the game anyway, but they were going to wait to pull. I think they were going to wait to pull him at the next whistle, but that'll count for a stoppage of play. 4-0 Konkrete Kids. For Huber, that's his 6th goal of the season. We saw him score a couple in the middle school game last night. And if you haven't noticed in this league, there's players that sometimes play in multiple divisions throughout the year. If you're like on the youth team, or actually no, if you're on the middle school team, you might be playing middle school and JV if you're good enough. And if you're on the JV team, some of these players you might see on the varsity team as well. There's a few names, but not a ton. So now in net for the Parkland Trojans, number 35, Chase Beck. I'll actually talk about his stats at the next stoppage of play. I'm just saying that because it'll either be a whistle or a goal. Towards the wing, that shot's blocked. Jamison Dolan had the chance. Murray leaves it aside. Grubbs falls down, trying to receive the pass back, but he was already down. Towards the point for Torres. His shot tipped towards the goal. Good chance there from Colton Menez, but he was unable to tip the puck to the net. It went over it, though. He had the right idea. Grubbs lost possession. Flipped back towards center. Northampton will flip it down towards the Parkland end of the ice. Jackson Repitz with the 77 on his back, and that shot goes wide. Northampton continuing on this offense. His pass there from Ratter was deflected. He scored earlier in the period. Repitz hit the side of the net. And Ruff with a shot that's blocked. Nathan Ruff, to be exact. There's actually 2 players for Northampton that wears number 10. Nathan Ruff and Caitlin Molikoff. Parker trying to escape with numbers. Colton Menez had room there, and he'll forehand it deep into the zone. Actually, while I'm at it, I'll say the stats for Chase Beck, because I think it's okay to say it here. Chase Beck, 5-3-0. Goals against average, 3.99. Save percentage of .857. And Raddard will deposit it into the zone. Davis for Parkland, trying to get right back to it. And it's kept onside by Decker. Good play for Northampton. Centering off the Parkland stick, and it'll be taken by Jackson Buss. Buss avoids the check, but lost possession. Flips it, backhands it back towards the Northampton end. Buss takes it. Wristing one pad safe there by Murray. Murray has been playing quite valiantly in all the games, really. He's played, and he has a little mishap there as the play was already blown dead when he made the save. I think he's just sitting down out there, just kind of embarrassed from that, but that was kind of a funny moment. But Murray's been playing very well. I think he's a goalie Northampton should keep an eye on, and really the league should keep an eye on in future years as he gets older. I think there's a chance he could potentially be a varsity starter, not like right now, but a little later down the line as he progresses through high school. This is cleared back the other way by Blaze, and it'll be paddled aside by the stick of Chase Beck. I almost was expecting, not that I know the JV goalies that well, but I was thinking Beck was going to start the game only because he's played 8 games this season. Roberts, this was only his 4th start of the season. Usually in these playoffs, I've seen the goalies that have played most games overall start, but not to say that's always what's happened, but more times than not, that's been the trend in these Scholastic games. Bus on the corner. Trying to hold on to it. 5.5 to go in the first period. Northampton is up 4-0. Easler circling around. Waiting to take the shot. Takes it, and that deflects wide. This is a similar situation to what we saw in the elementary championship game last night where Northampton was up 4-0 against the Emmaus Hornets. Emmaus came all the way back to tie the game at 4. Northampton would win that game 5-4, but I'm just saying they were also up 4-0 in the first period, just like the JV team is right now. Trying to hold on to it in the zone. Was Springer. And the Konkrete kids hit it off the glass, and this will not be icing since the puck bounced off the boards as it was crossing the center ice line. Phillips, which fell down. Northampton takes it back. This is Alt. Spencer Alt with a shot that's blocked. Picks it right back up. Fanned on the second attempt. I actually said the other day that Spencer Alt was Tanner Alt. I thought it was Tanner at first. Scores! Jackson Bus on a goal streak in Parkland. Gets on the board, a much-needed goal. It's now 4-1, Northampton. Bus, who scored the OT winner against Emmaus, gives his team some life. His 5th goal of the season. Back to what I was saying just earlier about Spencer Alt. I was thinking that was Tanner Alt because his brother Tanner wears the same jersey number. Although I have seen Tanner Alt borrow his brother's jersey Riders, which is the number he wore, 77. Tanner used to wear 81, so I was assuming that was Tanner, but then I realized no, he'd be too old for junior varsity. Backhand, they score! Quick response for the Konkrete kids less than a minute later. Gunnar Herbert, his 2nd of the night, and it's 4-1. It's 5-1, Northampton. And they're saying no goal all of a sudden. I'm not sure why they called it up. I'm going to look at the replay here. Was the net let's see here. Looking at the replay. Oh, I see. So Chase Beck unintentionally dislodged the net with his left skate. I mean, if there was official review, I think they actually would have let that goal count, but I don't think Beck intentionally hit the net off its moorings, but it certainly helped Parkland there because if that did not happen, I think that Northampton goal would have counted, but it does not, so it remains a 4-1 hockey game. Gruzy lost possession, 2-on-2 developing up here for Parkland. This is Haas. And it's back in by Hubert. Almost had 2 goals, but he only has 1 on the night now. Haas trying to get around a few Northampton defenders. McGinley, this is flipped into the Parkland zone. Turned it back around there by Harrison. No icing here. Kopchak trying to get to neutral ice. McGinley. Nice pass towards Decker. Becker, I should say, not Decker. And Phillips will attempt to get into the Parkland zone, actually the other way, and Northampton repossesses, centering pass that was attempted there by Falancora in front of the net as Phillips will flip it out to center, and Parkland will move back the other way. Davis lost it. Kish flips it in deep. Slight line change on the defensive side for Parkland. 2.5 to go in the first period. Northampton leads 4-1 in the Junior Varsity Phantoms Cup Championship game. Easler over the line. That shot goes wide. Davis flipping it down. To the recent goal scorer, this puck goes to Jackson Bus. Turns on back in his own zone. Bus looking to make the right play here. Flipped it through neutral ice off the skate of Easler. Eastward towards the skate of Davis, and he couldn't get a shot on goal. Off the corner boards to Phillips on the point. And this crosses through neutral ice. Bus avoids the check there of Caden Kish. And this will now go to Caden Butko. Butko I actually interviewed after Northampton's last junior varsity game. Easler almost had it, and it's picked back up for a wrist shot save made there by Desmond Murray from Aiden Snowden with 1:22 remaining in the first period. Wanted to briefly say a quick shout out to the dad of Shay Thompson, as Shay's dad's celebrating his birthday this Friday. Spoke to his dad before the game, kind of assisting of the coaching staff for Parkland. And Eastwood will take it behind that nice move. Last minute to play in the first period. Eastwood deking around. Backhand shot goes wide. Snowden centering off the pads of Desmond Murray. That was Spencer All, who attempted to clear, but they can't get it out. Easler skating forward back to the corner. Reppitz got to it first. Somewhat retaliated there by Snowden. This is Davis. 39 seconds left. He falls down. And he's shaken up. Davis, we have a delayed penalty coming up here. This is on Northampton. Beck was going to the bench. It's touched up by Northampton. And the Trojans will go on their first power play of the game with exactly 30 seconds to go in the period. Actually, that was Willis who fell down, not Davis. He's going to go back to the bench. Jackson Reppitz is in the box for cross-checking. This power play will go into the second period for 1:30 unless Parkland scores in these last 30 seconds of the first period. So it's Willis that's somewhat shaken up on the bench as Davis goes for this face-off. Both teams battle for this puck here. Spencer All will wind one and clear it all the way down. Around for the boards for Davis. Time's going to wind down here in the first period, and it is 4-1 in favor of the Konkrete Kids. After one, Parkland will start the second period on a power play for 1:30. We'll be back for the second period. Second period's about to get underway in the 2025 Junior Varsity Phantoms Cup Final. Northampton leads 4-1. Their goals coming from Caden Kish, Liam McGinley, Carson Ratter, and Carter Hubert. The only goal from Parkland coming from Jackson Buss. Parkland starts the second period on a power play for a minute 30. Torres. Matt Torres, to be exact. Brother of varsity goalie Nate Torres, who's graduating this year from Parkland. Very good goaltender. Phillips behind the net. Skating around towards the circle. Drops it to the point. Now they'll try to skate it on in. This is Buss. Backhand pass is blocked by the body of Shane Grubbs. Northampton will delay to clear it down, and they will. Good play by Grubbs, wearing 36 for Northampton. Torres will forehand one to Buss. Skating through center. Looks like Coach Ruff was signaling at Jackson Repitz on what to do when he gets out of the penalty box. I think he was telling him to stay on the ice once he comes out of the penalty box in 33 seconds and counting. Colin Becker clears it down for the kids. No icing since they are on the penalty kill. Hampton killing time. This is Ruff who backhands one off the boards. Torres dekes around a defender that was Caden Kish. And Northampton's done a good job killing off this penalty. 5 seconds to go on the power play. Buss. And he gets checked by McGinley, and that is a delayed penalty, I believe. Or no, there was a delayed offside to say. Buss was looking for a cross-checking call of some kind. Wasn't going to get it. There's another check. That time it is on Repitz as he... Actually, that wasn't Repitz. That was Caden Kish. Repitz is on the ice now. And Parker moves with numbers on the wing. That shot scores! 2 unanswered goals for Parkland. Aiden Snowden. And it's a 4-2 game. Snowden, his 4th goal of the season. Two unanswered for the Trojans. They were down by 4, and now they're only down by 2. 2 goals on 8 shots for Parkland. Well, they scored 2 goals in about 8 shots on that. So they get life. Still plenty of time in this game. We just started the second period. We still have a third, and that's a big checkmate on Jackson Repitz by number 79 for Parkland, which is a player that is not even on my roster sheet. And his stick breaks. I'm sorry, 79. I don't have your name anywhere. He's actually wearing a practice jersey of some kind, a Parkland Trojans practice jersey at that. I'm looking at all my notes here from the Phantoms roster sheets given out and the Scholastic site. I have no idea who 79 is. So, I hate to say it, but let's call him by his number. I hate it when I have to do that because it doesn't sound informative, but it's better than nothing. Dieter trying to shoot into the zone. Dieter will flip it back to her runner defenders here. Gonzalez trying to chase it down, and this will be an icing here against Parkland. I'll move the face off deep into the Parkland zone. So Snowden officially getting credited the goal, even though we saw him score the second goal already. Again, we didn't hear earlier, this is not the only game we're broadcasting here at PPL Center. Tonight at 8:30 is Game 2 of a best-of-3 series in the Varsity division between Bethlehem Nazareth and the Lehigh Valley Saints. Bethlehem Nazareth up 1-0 in the series, trying to win the first Phantoms Cup. Saints trying to force a Game 3, which would be on Monday night. We've had a Game 3 in the Varsity Finals the last few straight years, and that shot, I believe, caught iron. I think that might have went off the crossbar. It seemed to be some of the crowd reacting to it, so I'm going to guess that it did. Skating back the other way is Willis. Lost the puck, and it's flipped back to the corner. Nathan Ruff. Across ice, this is Caden Kish, tangled up there. And Ruff trying to look for a passing lane there. Davis will take it behind the goal. Davis will skate here, coming in over the line for the Trojans. On the right wing, took a shot, saved by Murray. And the rebound was loose, but Parkland could have given her a chance. Moving the other way is Carson Raddert. And Davis leaves on back, and back on the ice is Carter Willis. Good to see him back on the ice after he's shaken up in the first period. Haas almost having it here. Davis. And this is blocked there by Northampton. Scores! Vincent Varsity and the Konkrete Kids once again have a 3-goal lead. It's 5-2. Off the turnover for Vincent Varsity, that's his 8th of the season. That was a simple turnover by the Trojans. Parkland simply took it away. That was Davis who unfortunately caused the turnover for Parkland. Unfortunately from their viewpoint, I'm saying. As Easor's trying to drive through a few defenders. So Parkland, or Northampton, a little bit more of a comfortable lead now, up by 3. 5-2 Konkrete Kids with 12:08 remaining in the second period. This puck goes out of play. Thank you for the insight in the comments that 79 might be Jonah Spengler. I've seen that name before. I feel like I wrote that down recently, if not on another game I did throughout these last few days. Snowden with a long-range shot saved by Murray. And the Konkrete Kids will have to control it back here for Grubbs. Try to chase it down for McGinley. Shoveled the other side there by the good play of Braden Harrison. Easler, nice move between the legs. Goes on net, and he missed it wide. He tried to go top bar possibly. That was a great move by Easler. We've seen Easler play a good bit in varsity this year. He might become the next Josh Bauer. Who knows in the Trojans' future. Snowden. Parkland will clear it over the line on the onside play here. Player falls down there for Northampton. That was Dolan. And it looks like we have a penalty on Parkland based on the signaling by the official, and Desmond Murray was heading to the bench, I believe. Interference on the Trojans. Serving this penalty is Braden Harrison. Or is there 2 penalties? Harrison's already in the box, and now Jackson Buss goes in. I don't know what the second penalty's for. And we have a timeout called here by Parkland. With 10:50 remaining in the second, it's 5-2 Northampton. We'll go to a quick little break. As the two teams are speaking to the coaches at this Parkland timeout, I just saw Parkland forward number 20, Logan Zeller, head into the locker room. Might be shaken up, or maybe he's fixing something with his equipment. I'm not exactly sure. I'll let you know if I see him return to the game. So, yeah, apparently there are 2 penalties on Parkland. I know the first one was on, it was on Harrison. They signaled that was interference, but then Bus went into the box. I looked back in the replay. I paid attention to the ice. They didn't show what the signaling was for the second penalty. So, out of nowhere, it's a 5-on-3 for Northampton as they're already up by 3. I hope they announce what the penalty is for on the not the loud sound, the surround sound. So we might get a better idea of what that other penalty was for, but it's 5-on-3 regardless for Northampton. Spencer all on the left wing. That was clearly an offside, as Dolan was already past the blue line by a country mile there. So they're going to have to redo the face-off on the offside dot. This Friday, the Lehigh Valley Phantoms return home to start a 5-game homestand. They'll be home at 7:05 this Friday against the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. You listen to the game on the Phantoms 365 app on their live radio, like always. Shane Grubbs. Numbers developing up here for Northampton. Grubbs with space on the angle. Took a shot and deflected off a body. It went off of Phillips. And the Trojans cleared down 1:04 to go on the 5-on-3. Repitz. Back to Grubbs. Now on the right wing here. Moves on in. Trying to tuck it on in. And a save is made there by Chase Beck. He'll hold on with 9:38 to go in the second. So like I was saying about the Phantoms earlier, they're playing here Friday against Wilkes-Barre Scranton. And they'll be playing the Penguins again this Sunday at 3:05. And on next Wednesday, the 19th, Phantoms are home here against the Milwaukee Admirals. Friday, the 21st, they are home against the Syracuse Crunch. And then on Saturday, the 22nd, they're home against the Providence Bruins. Plenty of home games here at PPL Center for the Phantoms. And a lot of hockey going on here with those Phantom games and all these Phantom Cup games in recent weeks. We've even had some Phantoms employees play some scrimmage hockey games here on the ice over the last few days. Nothing but hockey here at PPL Center the last few weeks and in the upcoming weeks soon as well. And that wrist shot's fanned there on the side of the net. Attempted there by Flowers. This comes right behind the net. Sends it back for Decker. Side of the net play, and that goes wide. That shot came from Caden Kish. 5-on-3 has concluded. Harrison and Bus freed from the boxes of shame. And Bus will head to the bench. Harrison will stay on the ice. Whacked there by Nathan Ruff. Torres will have to take this puck here defensively for Parkland. Off the boards intended for Haas. Becker will skate on to the right side. Stopped and flipped the pass there for Rader, who shoots it on in. Line change for Northampton. This is Harrison. With space, wrist shot saved by Murray. He's got it with the glove. Face-off won by Northampton. Off the boards, and it's going to be taken by Gruce. Zach Gruce chasing it down. It's Huber, and he's unable to beat the icing. As this goes against Northampton, they'll have the face-off back in the Northampton zone, where Desmond Murray is going to be waiting for the game to continue on here. Northampton wins the defensive face-off once again in the same face-off circle as earlier. Bruce, nice outlet pass as the Konkrete kids move back the other way. Here's McGinley, and that goes wide of the net. Collected there by Hubert. And McGinley trying to get back to the puck too, as well as Hubert. Big hit is made there. Good collision by Carter Willis. It was a clean checked play, not interference there at all. And Northampton will have to get it back in their own zone there. This is Grubbs once again. Almost got checked. McGinley at center. Coming in over the line with Bruce on the left side. McGinley goes on in, he scores! McGinley, spectacular goal! What a play by McGinley, his second goal of the night and 14th of the season. And it's now 6-2 Konkrete Kids. McGinley, that was such a nice goal as he was skating the puck towards the net, and it looked like Chase Beck was covering a good portion of the net. Apparently not enough. Not that that's on the goaltender. It's just a great shot by McGinley. There's always, no matter how big the goal is, there's always going to be at least enough room for the puck to sneak in somehow. I remember seeing this experiment video years ago on what would happen if you had an NHL player shooting a puck against a sumo wrestler or the equivalent size of a sumo wrestler as a goaltender, and that and I forget who was the NHL player that was taking shots in that, but he was able to score most of the chances on goal because, again, there's always going to be enough space to get a puck into the net no matter where it is. Easler on a 2-on-1 toe drag shot, and it had too much flight to it. And what I mean by that is that the puck elevated too high up into the air. Northampton brings it back into the opposition zone. Hubert. And that goes right into the glove of Chase Beck. With a tad less than 6 minutes to go in the second period. And actually, it's not Zach Gross, it's Zach Gross. I now know that's how you pronounce it based on how the public address announcer just said it, as Gross gets an assist on the latest McGinley goal. Kish will shoot it on in. Willis almost lost it, gets it right back. Willis at center with the player on the left and right wing. That's center ice, shoots it in, and that deflects and goes out of play. Doing good. Just seeing Landon McCrane and a few other players for Bethlehem Nazareth tuning in to watch the game, not on the broadcast, just watching here live here at PPL Center, as I think players for both Bethlehem Nazareth and the Lehigh Valley Saints are here by now. Their game starts at 8:30. It's 7:21 right now. And for tonight's game in Junior Varsity, I'll keep the stream on for the entire handshake line and championship ceremony. Same thing applies for Varsity if Bethlehem Nazareth wins it all tonight. On the high slice, Haas. That shot saved there by Murray. Grubbs hits it off the boards, and Kish flips it towards the wing and went off the stick of Willis. Braden Harrison skating back in his own zone. Off the boards trying to get to a winger, couldn't connect on a play. And Grubbs had to intercept a good play. Here's Harrison waiting, firing, saved by Murray. Haas trying to whack in a rebound, but his chance went off the side of the net. And we have a tripping penalty coming up against Northampton. Power play coming up for Parkland as they are trailing by 4. A much-needed man advantage for the next 2 minutes. This tripping call for Northampton will be going against Caden Kish. 4.5 remains in the period as it's still 6-2. Konkrete Kids. Northampton trying to win their third Phantoms Cup in 4 years. Face-off won by Parkland. That shot goes wide from Dieter. Easler checked from behind by Becker. And it's off the boards to Phillips on the point. Towards the blue line, but it went past it. Phillips was trying to give the puck to Dieter, but she was already past the blue line. And Dieter will have to glove down the puck legally here. Easler at center. Into the Northampton zone. Moves to the right wing. Snowden with a shot. Pad saved by Desmond Murray. Repitz has it here. At center, shoots it all the way down. And a line change for Northampton now. 3.5 to go in the period. Still 6-2 Konkrete Kids. And for those of you watching or new to the channel, I only mention the score a lot because I can't have a scoreboard on the screen while I'm live, although I have put it in the chat. Easler scores! Easler, a power play goal off the pipe and in. His 14th goal of the season. And Parkland trails by 3 with 3.5 to go in the second period. Still time left in the game. It's like I said, we still have another period after this, but Parkland still is going to need more than that. But it's something. This goes off the body there. That went off of Gonzalez. I think the puck actually went off his back unintentionally. Thompson reaching for it. Tallest player on the Trojans roster. Grubbs, nice move over the line. Trying to go between the legs, and he was somewhat checked by Torres. Stays on his feet. Grubbs still has it. Guy to the circle, trying to pass it in front of the net there. Intended for McGinley, and that deflection went wide. Grubbs keeping it in the zone. Centering, they tried to get the pass there for, that was Gross. And Torres will have to take it here on the corner. McGinley stole the puck from Torres. Flips it down to center ice. Davis tipped off a stick. Northampton almost gets to it. Collisions made there. That was Chopchek who fell down as she brought the puck past the blue line. 2 minutes to go in the second period as Northampton is up 6-3. Recent goal for Parkland coming from Austin Easler. Northampton gets fresh legs onto the ice now. Gonzalez trying to bully down one of the Northampton players. Couldn't exactly see who that was. And they'll pick it up, and that shot goes right into the breadbasket there of Chase back with 1:41 to go in the second period. And Parkland will now elect to get fresh legs onto the ice for a line change.
Parkland goal scored by number 9, Austin Easler. Number 17, Brody Phillips.
Decker guiding it to Caden Bucko. His passing attempt was blocked there. Good defensive play by Harrison. Phillips will have to collect it here on the corner. Phillips off the boards. Northampton centers it. They couldn't get a shot on goal. Taken by Haas. Haas into the Northampton zone. Will wait on the corner off the side of the net. It went off of Murray's pad too. And stuck behind the net. Davis trying to get it free. Puck comes to Kish. And Northampton will chase for this puck. And Harrison's pass to Davis didn't hold on to the puck for long. Harrison will skate this one here defensively. Almost turned it over to Kish. Kish takes it away from him. And Kish is going to look at his options here to make a play. Tipped off his stick. And here comes Haas. He's going to break away. Haas for Parkland. Nice save by Desmond Murray. Big stop by the Northampton goaltender. Forgot to say last minute to play in the period. 18 seconds left. Haas another shot. Pad saved by Murray. Here's Dolan on the right side. Beck will pad it aside for his defense. 6 seconds to go in the period. Parkland trying to at least get into neutral ice here. They will, and that's going to do it for the second period. It is 6-3, Northampton after 2. We'll be back for the third and final period of regulation. Third period's about to begin here at PPL Center. It is 6-3 Northampton over the Parkland Trojans in the Junior Varsity LVSHL Phantoms Cup Final. Shots on net, 20-19 in favor of the Konkrete kids. And strangely enough, to start out this third period, Parkland's going to go on the, or are they going to power play? No, there's a penalty on Northampton. Spencer All is in the box of sham, and yet there are 5 players on the ice for each team, so that's strange. I don't know what the use of that penalty is for, unless it's like unsportsmanlike conduct. But even so, that would usually result in the power play. And Easler scores! Easler, he's got another one. 2 goals on the night for Austin Easler. Parkland needed that. 19 seconds into the period, and the Trojans now trail by 2. I was trying to say earlier, there was some kind of penalty on Spencer Alt for whatever reason, but as I say that, Easler gets his second goal of the game and his 15th of the season. Easler had a hat trick for Parkland's varsity team against the Sutherland Spartans in a game that clinched Parkland's varsity team a playoff spot. And that shot goes right to the net there and saved there by Chase Beck. Big stop there for the Parkland goaltender. Again, if you didn't hear earlier, we got another game broadcasted here tonight at 8:30 in the Varsity Division Game 2 of the Varsity Final between Bethlehem Nazareth and the Lehigh Valley Saints. So stay tuned for that. And Easler skates back the other way, and they're going to call a hand pass here on Parkland. Easler was really skating with a lot of speed there. That's a potential opportunity that Parkland is going to be frustrated that they weren't able to get to the net. But rules are rules since they called it a hand pass, and the face-off will be brought back into the Parkland zone. Face-off won by the Trojans. Torres trying to clear it on out. He'll get another chance to do so now in the corner. Flipping it back to Easler. Nice outlet pass. One-on-one. Easler gets it right back towards the circle. Easler shot from the angle. And covering the net precisely there was Desmond Murray. Bus will take it here on the corner. Scored the first goal of the game for Parkland in the first period. And here comes that, trying to see who that is. That is Carson Ratter on the corner, deflected, and that went wide. There wasn't anyone for him to pass to as Northampton got a line change. Caden Bucko now on the ice. Here is Carter Willis to be exact. Still have not seen Logan Ziller return to the ice. I'm not sure if he's on the bench for Parkland, but he went to the locker room earlier in the game. Easler. Line change for Parkland. He'll shoot that one that goes off of Northampton's stick and back to the corner. Easler steals it away. Backhand on the angle and a save by Murray. Easler, after scoring that last goal, has been trying to shoot on that left side and that angle shot on Desmond Murray, but I think Murray has a little bit more covered now as he just allowed a goal on that side of the net a few minutes ago. But I guess if that's a strong side for Easler the shootout, I guess it wouldn't hurt for him to try. Murray makes a save and he covers the rebound. Grubbs makes a somewhat shove on Haas after the play. I don't think it was really that intentional. So he continued to be 5-on-5. Parkland wins the tie-up. Fanning to backhanded there was Willis. Actually, that is Davis. And Grubbs off the glass behind the net. Detterstack trying to clear it out, and he'll go to Caden Bucko. Gives one ahead for Dolan. Dolan in over the line. Gets around Phillips. Back on the side, and that's saved there by Beck. And Parkland will rush back the other way. This is Davis. Off the boards, and this puck will skate down to the corner. Two players go down, one for Parkland and one for Northampton, and we have a penalty. I think it's on both players, Northampton and Parkland. Let's see here. Spencer All is still in the box for his unknown penalty earlier. So two penalties, one on Northampton, one on Parkland. Grubbs in the box and Haas in the box for Parkland. Grubbs in for Northampton, both for interference. So we'll go to 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. More room on the ice to work with for both teams. That shot goes to the net, and Murray made a save. There was pads. Dolan will skate this one through center ice. And actually, it's not 4-on-4. I presumed it was going to be 4-on-4, but counting the players on the ice, they're just going to stick to it being 5-on-5. Becker trying to shoot it on in, intercepted by the Trojans. That was from Harrison. Bus skating around Harrison. Bus with speed. Save made by Murray with his two pads. And he'll hold out with 13:43 to go in the period. Shots in it are now tied at 21 apiece. As Northampton is up by 2, trying to hold on to the 6-4 lead. But based on this game, it wouldn't surprise me if we have more goals from either side till we get to the final whistle of the game. As we've had 10 total goals in this game so far. Easler fanned on the one-time shot on the Alex Ovechkin spot, the left circle. Huber, somewhat checked there, trying to get the puck back, takes it right back, and he didn't have it for long. Snowden's clearing attempt blocked by the goal scorer McGinley, who has 2 goals on the night. And this is Nathan Ruff with a shot. That's blocked by Davis. Nathan Ruff chasing for it down off a few sticks. And Easler will have to take this behind his own net. That shot attempt goes wide. Ruff waiting on the right side. Took a wrister that deflected and was blocked. It went off of Harrison in front of the net of Chase Beck. Shot from the circle is blocked. Another chance also blocked for Northampton. They had two chances on the same spot. Easler off the boards, will skate for it. He'll try to get to it first. He has good speed. It's blocked off the stick of Nathan Ruff and behind the goal. Easler skating around. Ruff hit the boards behind the net. Northampton will clear down this from Hubert. Icing here against Northampton. Northampton on several of the teams has several players related to Coach Brian Ruff. Grandkids mainly on the teams. Nathan Ruff being another example of that. I'm going to say this will be the last Northampton game I ever broadcast for the LVSHL, since I'm going to be leaving the LVSHL after this Phantom Cup playoff ends, or these Phantom Cup playoffs, I should say, come to a conclusion. And Beck makes a save there with his pads. And aside Southern Lehigh, I'm going to guess Northampton is right behind them for most games I've called involving teams I've broadcasted. I mean, Southern Lehigh definitely is the most games I've covered in this league, but I would think Northampton's right behind them just because they've been in so many playoff games these last few years that I've seen since joining the LVSHL. Check is made there on, that looked like Radbert. It was Phillips. Towards the right wing, he comes there for Cameron Gonzalez. And it's backhanded the other way there by Falcora, who scored earlier tonight. Phillips will try to get to it here. Skating back to the corner, off the boards, and past the blue line. We welcome currently the 29 of you watching this stream. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining in this live stream here on Nick's Hockey Broadcast in the 2025 Phantoms Cup. As it's still 6-4 Northampton, 11 minutes to go in the game in the Junior Varsity Phantoms Cup final, and we have a high sticking call here. A high sticking penalty, to be exact, and sometimes high sticks are not penalties. Depends on what it is. Actually, no, it's a trip. I thought it was a high stick based on his signal, but the referee's signaling, but no, it's going to be a tripping call on Carson Renner. So another big power play for Parkland. They're down by 2 with 11 minutes left. So obviously, if you're Parkland, you're going to want to take advantage of this one. I don't see Easler on the ice probably resting, but I would think he'll join the action pretty soon. Dolan's going to hold this on the corner to kill some time. And Parkland will get it back out. This is Colton Menes. Lost possession. Dolan takes it away shorthanded. He was holding on to the puck on the boards a few seconds ago to kill some time. He's doing a great job killing this penalty so far. Here's Haas on the left side. And Davis trying to flip it on back to Haas. And Dolan doing a great job on this penalty kill on this shift alone. Centering intended for Menes, but he couldn't get to the puck. Now a swap one from the right boards. It was intercepted by Jackson Repitz. He'll clear it all the way down and get a shot on net that's turned aside by Chase Beck. 10 minutes to go in the game in the Junior Varsity Phantoms Cup final. Parkland will bring it on back. Here's Haas, a backhand shot saved there by Desmond Murray. Haas will take it once again. Backhand shot that's blocked. 26 seconds to go in the power play. Good play by Harrison, who just keeps it in the zone as his slap shot missed the target of the goal. Northampton clears glove down. Good play. Harrison again. Harrison! And that was his one rebound on the side, and that deflected. That was Easler, I believe, who was on that spot. Yes, it was. 7 seconds on the power play. This goes to McGinley. And he'll kill off the penalty. So power play ends here for Parkland. They had their chances, but Dolan for Northampton was doing a great job killing a lot of time as Nathan Ruff's shot was blocked. Ruff will hit it off the boards nearly into the Parkland bench. Harrison and Grubbs chased down by Haas, trying to get to it first, and he couldn't get to it. Falling down there was a player for Northampton. That was Dolan. Some fans were thinking that was a tripping penalty. It was not. He simply lost his balance. I can see if people thought he was tripped up by a stick. He was not. And we get a whistle at 8.5 in the period. Parkland brings it back in. And just to confirm the question in the chat, the score is 6-4 Northampton. I try to update the chat as much as I can with the score because that's the only way I can put a live scoreboard. And we'll get a whistle with a little less than 8 minutes left now. Hubert fell down as he hit the boards there. And it's shot back into the zone towards Beck. Torres will have to take it. 7.5 to go in the game. Northampton leads 6-4. Here's Easler going in on that save by Desmond Murray. What a left pad stop by the Northampton goaltender. Dolan falling down was Phillips. And he'll shoot it down to the zone here. And the Trojans pick it right back up. This is from Dietert. Jackson Reppitz, nice move on the corner. Looking to make a pass. It does for Dolan. He scores! Jamison Dolan, the man who had an excellent penalty kill, gets a big goal for the Konkrete Kids and gives them a 7-4 lead. Dolan, his 13th goal of the season, a 7-4 lead for the Konkrete Kids. And that's going to be a big one, obviously. I know that's honestly a cliche to say. I honestly say that's a big goal too much, but it's not like it's not true. Might have been an insurance goal. There's another one, they score! Hayden Kish deflected it in on the pass on the right side of the net. And it's an 8-4 Northampton lead. Hayden Kish is 9th of the season. As Northampton has scored 2 goals to make it an 8-4 lead. They're up by 4. And, I mean, never say never, I guess, but for Parkland, they're going to need a lot of things to go right in the next 6.5 minutes. McGinley, glove save by Beck. I was going to say a few minutes ago, I'm wondering when Parkland will pull Chase Beck to get extra attacker, but that might happen sooner rather than later, if at all.
Assisted by number 77, Jackson Reynolds.
Jackson Rapids getting one of the assists on that last goal, or on the 7th goal, I should say.
Katie Kish. Assisted by number 61, Konkrete.
This will be Butko, intending to give this puck to Gross. And Torres skate past the blue line. And Bus will take it back through center ice. 6 minutes left to go in the game. Northampton, that much time up to potentially win their 3rd Phantoms Cup in 4 years. And for Northampton, if they win this game, 3 out of their 4 teams that made the finals would have won a Phantoms Cup, because their varsity team made the playoffs, but they lost in the first round. But their elementary team are Phantoms Cup champions, their middle school team is Phantom Cup champions, and their JV team is 6 minutes away from becoming Phantom Cup champions as well. McGinley off towards the corner. Here's Bus. Nice move. He scores! Bus got around all those Northampton defenders and somehow got the puck into the back. Other than that, it is an 8-5 hockey game. Bus, his 2nd goal of the evening. That's his 6th goal of the season. So Parkland trails by 3 again. 5 minutes to go in the game. And still showing some semblance of life. Dolan. And that goes over the net and wide. The 8th goal for the Konkrete kids, based on the just answering the question here in the comment, was scored by Caden Kish. Just to answer that in the chat from Sophia. This is an icing here against Northampton. 4.5 left in this game.
Parkland goal scored by number 32, Jackson Reynolds. Unassisted.
Face-off won by Parkland. Easler towards the defense. That shot paddled down by Desmond Murray, and I was almost thinking that if that puck was going to go into the net. No, it just it didn't bounce. It just went up high and landed on the back part of the goal, and they'll call play dead. Again, we got another game tonight, 8:30, varsity finals. Bethlehem Nazareth versus the Lehigh Valley Saints. Easler takes the puck off the face-off. That shot goes off the pipe. The right post, to be precise. Northampton's going to clear it on back the other way. This is from Valcaro. Trying to take this puck behind the goal is Carson Ratter. Bus flips it on down, attempting to get it to Easler. Here's Snowden with a shot. Pad save there by Desmond Murray. Murray just winning the middle school Phantoms Cup last night, and in the next 3.5 minutes, he's more than likely going to win back-to-back nights for the Konkrete kids. Again, keep an eye on Murray. I think he's a goalie to look out for in the future for the varsity team as he gets older. They could use a replacement for Balin Smargiassi down the line, just saying. So we'll see how he does in the future. His puck is stuck in the corner near the Zamboni corner. If you can actually see in the background, one of the Zambonis at PPL Center is waiting there. Easler scores! Hat trick for Austin Easler, his 16th of the season. And it's a 2-goal game once again with 3:07 left in the game. So with Parkland trailing now by 2, there's a chance they could still pull chase back because there's times where teams are down by sometimes teams are down by such a substantial margin they won't even bother to pull a goalie. But in this case, they might still do it. And for those of you wondering, Parkland will not call another timeout in this game. They already used it during the second period when they were down 5-2. Reppitz tipped it. Torres will attempt to get back from him. This puck now goes to Phillips. Off the boards down towards Davis. And this is gloved down by Torres. Brings it into the Northampton zone. Grubbs broke up the play. And it's kept in by Davis. 2.5 to go in the game. Northampton up 8-6. Jackson Reppitz. And slipped down the ice by Reppitz into the Parkland end. Phillips trying to take down McGinley. Davis scanning back around. 2 minutes left in the game. Decker will have him behind the goal. Made a strange bounce. Goes to McGinley. Phillips trying to keep it in the zone. Reppitz takes it for Northampton. Outlet pass to Hunter Dolan. Dolan, nice move, goes on in. Save made by Beck. He got his blocker on it. 1.5 to go in the game. Parkland trailing by 2. Northampton up by 2. Trojans running out of time. They might have to pull their goalie sooner rather than later if they're able to get possession of the puck in the Northampton end of the rink. Torres will skate through. Almost through center. He's taken away. Here's Spencer Alt. Trying to make it back at best for Reppitz and a save by Beck. The puck is still loose in the crease there. No whistle. Play is still alive. Now we get a whistle with 1:10 remaining in the third period. Puck is dropped as we're getting towards the end of the third period. Around for the boards is Harrison. Last minute to play in regulation time. Snowden. Parkland brings it back into the zone. Shot there by Bus. Pass saved by Murray. And it looks like Parkland's not going to pull their goalie. It looks like they're going to keep chasing back in the crease at this point. Honestly, I would pull him, but I guess that's just their choice. Harrison backhanding one. Becker off the glass. Bounces it all the way down. 30 seconds to go in the game. And we'll get an icing with 30.6 seconds remaining on the clock. What a great year for Northampton with this victory. Their overall season and postseason combined record will be 12-1-1. Number 1 seed in the Varsity division, and we have a timeout called by Northampton. Coach Ruff electing to use his timeout, for whatever reason. Just trying to make sure his team makes the right plays in the final seconds of this one. And before we get to the end of the game, I just wanted to briefly say thank you to Coach Ruff for allowing me to join in the LVSHL. Coach Ruff used to be the president of the LVSHL in the past, not for the past 2 years, though. I appreciate him for allowing me to join in on the league and obviously give me the information I've needed to mention during these broadcasts for Northampton on all their teams over the years. And what a great head coach he's been for the LVSHL as well. In a way, Coach Brian Ruff is kind of the Scotty Bowman of the NHL, or the LVSHL, I should say. Not of the NHL. This is not the NHL, obviously, but what I'm trying to say is that he's been extraordinary coach for these players. All these players, from what I've heard of, love the way he has taught his players to play this great sport. And he's done a great job developing all these athletes into tremendous players, as they have been successful every single year these last few years in all their levels, really. Bus takes a shot, deflected off a stick and wide. Parkland trying to get a few more chances before the season comes to an end. Bus with a slap shot saved by Murray. Rebound goes wide. Actually, Murray got a piece of it too. 14 seconds to go. Time winding down. This puck almost goes out of play, but it stays in. Empty cage. They actually pulled back. And they score! Carson Ratter with the empty net goal. I didn't even realize that Beck was indeed pulled. It's a 9-6 lead with 4.1 to go in the game. As I said in the last two broadcasts of Northampton, I'll say it again here. You win a championship at any level, at any time, you're going to remember it for years to come or even your whole life. And treat it like your last, because you never know if you'll get another chance at it. That's something I think Northampton will keep in mind. Time's going to wind down. For the third time in 4 years, the Konkrete Kids are back on top. The Northampton Konkrete Kids are the 2025 LVSHL Phantoms Cup champions. They celebrate and congratulate their outstanding goaltender, Desmond Murray. He saves 26 of 32. Players throwing their gloves and helmets up into the air and their sticks, rightfully so. And once again, we'll have one of the best traditions in our game today, the handshake line at the end of a playoff game. Playoff series, really, after every game here in the LVSHL. Parkland ends their season with a record of 9-4-0. Northampton ends their season with a record of 12-1-1. As Northampton has won the Phantoms Cup 3 times in the last 4 years now here at PPL Center. We'll keep the stream on so you're able to see the celebration continue on here on the ice here in Allentown, PA. Final shots on net, 32-29 Parkland. Northampton wins it 9-6. Jackson Rapids was the first to get the Phantoms Cup. He'll hand this one off to McGinley. Or actually, the whole team looks like they're going to hoist it together. There's Kanan Butko with the Phantoms Cup. And like I was saying, some of these players just won the Phantoms Cup last night with the middle school team, so they got to feel like they're on top of the world right now, winning multiple championships. And for those who weren't on the middle school team, win their first on JV, it's definitely got to feel good for the Northampton Konkrete Kids. Their elementary team, middle school team, and JV team have all won the Phantoms Cup in 2025. There's Desmond Murray holding the Phantoms Cup now. And I'm guessing they're going to make sure they're able to hand this off to every single teammate. At some point, we'll see them all get together in a photo that they will cherish for a long time, and now they're giving it to Coach Ruff. And it looks like now they're getting ready to do a team photo, a shot that they will hopefully cherish for years to come. I'm Nicholas Garofalo. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Nick's Hockey Broadcast. Final score, Northampton 9, Parkland 6. As Northampton has won yet another Phantoms Cup in their school's history. JV, their third cup in 4 years. We are not done broadcasting tonight. I'll be back at about 8:30 for Varsity Game 2 of the Phantoms Cup final between Bethlehem Nazareth and the Lehigh Valley Saints. And actually, here's the final shot. I thought they actually already did the final photo. Here's the final shot. I'll keep this on a little longer so you can see. All right, now they're done with the championship photo. I'm Nicholas Garofalo signing off. I'll be back 8:30 for the Varsity final, Game 2. Good night and good hockey.